Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint chapters 79, 80, and 81. At least that's what I'm shooting for. I would really love to do 3 chapters, but if they're like super short or something, I could do more. But let's face it, Omniscient Reader's not a series like that. Omniscient Reader is a series where I'm never going to really go through a chapter and be like, this is one of those chapters where nothing happens, or pretty much nothing happens. No, we get a lot of content in each individual Omniscient Reader chapter. If you're getting a more tired and even more chill Haku than usual, it's because I've been outside all day. It is literally almost 11:30 p.m., so I'm recording this very late, so if you're seeing this at like 3 a.m. or something, that's why. Then again, for you it's probably different. Me, you, this little community we've got going here, we have time zones all over the place. And I just want to say thank you for the little community we have going on here. Everybody's really great. I've talked a lot about the Kubera comments and the Kubera community being really great, but Omniscient Reader really has been too. Omniscient Reader's been amazing to get into, to be able to talk with everybody, and some of your comments were helpful. Some of the things mentioned in the comments were, okay, so last time I asked, I was like, I want to do another character ranking at some point. Would chapter 100 be better? 107 or 109, because those were suggested, and the one that I saw the most in the comments, it seemed like the most people were like, yeah, do a character ranking at 109, that's the best place to do the next one. So at 109 I will do another character ranking in addition to the normal read-throughs and all of that. Another thing I read last week, and they mentioned Demonic Judge of Fire, and I think they said like he or something, and I was like, I thought Demonic Judge of Fire was a woman, but then I was like, but it's Uriel or whatever, so maybe it is a guy and I was just remembering wrong. But the comments were like, no, you had it right the first time. Uriel was a woman. We did already see that panel of Demonic Judge of Fire, and I'm just now noticing it while recording. If you're wondering what's up with my nose, I have no idea. I guess, again, I was outside working all day. I guess maybe I hit it on something. Maybe I hit it myself too hard at some point. It hurts to touch. But yeah, I didn't really notice this until I started recording whatever's going on there. But also in the comments, you told me that, yeah, the Uriel thing. There was one more thing that I wanted to talk about from the comments before getting... Oh yeah, it seems like the biggest talking point that the most people brought up that they appreciated with the last set of chapters was getting more into... Because the last set of chapters, I love Soo-young being around, but the main highlight really, and of course like Sang-ah coming back in and having this bit of an outward change is really, you go a couple days without Dokja and look what happens to you. Wow. All of that was great, but the big main event seemed to be Yoo Jung-hyuk and Dokja getting to interact, getting to have a little bit more of a relationship going on. I think that was one of the best parts, if not the best part of last read-through, and a lot of people were talking about how they liked how we're seeing that Dokja thought he read this story, so he just knows so much about Yoo Jung-hyuk. But we got the idea here, like Dokja said, maybe he didn't know third regression Jung-hyuk as well as he thought he did. Jung-hyuk is more of a fleshed out person than that. He has more going on that Dokja just didn't really see because he was looking at it from the Omniscient Reader's perspective. He was looking at him from the perspective of a reader. So now being, like we've talked so much about Omniscient Reader and how it treats characters versus humans, reality versus just a story. And another aspect of that we're seeing here is now Dokja, we've talked before about like, oh, is he going to start seeing people who are basically real people as characters? But now we're seeing how he's been looking at certain characters that he knew from the novel as characters, but he's getting, like, when you meet these characters in reality, in real life, then you kind of got to treat them as people, because they're basically people to Dokja now, or should be. I mean, again, from me being the Omniscient Reader of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, they are kind of at the same level as Dokja, pretty much. So we got into that stuff, and that was all cool. I think that's all there is to talk about, though, so I don't want to leave you for any longer with this intro, so let's go ahead and start reading through and talking about Chapter 79. So we have them running, or Dokja at least. We saw at the end of last chapter Sangha and Suyong jumping out. Huh? Get him! We have the, I assume just wanderer guys coming in. Don't leave anyone alive. And we have the army of Suyongs turning back. Sangha as well, using her abilities. And tripping them all up. Not just tripping them all up, but the ultimate trip, just cutting their feet off. Like, you're not really recovering from that trip. And again, we see it. This is a really cool way to do this panel. And this is, I think, I know a lot of you have read the novel as well, so you're ahead of even the people who are caught up with the webtoon. But this is one of those things where I love reading novels where you can just make the scenes look however you want them to look in your head. You kind of develop what it should look like to you, but then something that you can really do with a webcomic, webtoon that I think they're really making great use of here is just really good shots. Like, look how crazy this shot is, where we have the silhouette of the person being beheaded in the background, and then in the foreground, just the moment the wire is coming into contact with this person's forehead, knowing that, of course, gravity is going to take them the rest of the way. Like, that's just such a really, really good panel. How ruthless. That's rich coming from you. Those two. They make a pretty good pair. They sure talk like they hate each other, though. Then Dokja looks around the corner. I found it. The meteorite, and the people are worshipping it. Who are you? Okay, and we have her. For some reason, I was about to be big dumb. I was about to be like, oh, there was a person in the thumbnail for this chapter that I don't think we'd seen before, but no, we just literally saw them last read through. White hair and lips as red as a poppy blooming atop a snowy mountain. I can recognize her right away. Jungkook sure has a type. She's one of the 10 evils. The Poison Beauty, Lee Sol-hwa. And then, Chapter 17, Triple S Grade Talent, Part 3. There are 3 ways of hatching the meteorite. Scenario start. The first is to wait until it hatches at the start of the scenario. The second is to borrow the power of the meteorite. Please give me power. And the third and fastest is to deliberately fill the meteorite with mana. The hatching ceremony. The prayer of the lost releases a slight mana. The reason Lee Sol-hwa set up camp in an area with a lot of churches is so that she can hatch the meteorite with people's mana. You should stop. That is, unless you want to die. She asked who you are. What have you been thinking? In TWSA's third regression, Lee Sol-hwa did borrow the power of the meteorite, but she wasn't foolish enough to try and hatch it earlier like this, and that's probably why Jungkook went to find her before. Stop hatching the meteorite this instant. And then, if I refuse, you'll die here. He starts drawing his sword. Why you? And she waves off her random minion. He looks and sees the people, much like we were seeing the wanderers transforming into werewolves before. These are transforming into a hive of bug people. Tier B humanoid demon insect man Nam Min-hyuk is hostile toward you. And then same thing but for Jung Minji and for Kim Gabil. Insect men. Weird. The meteorite shouldn't give her the power to mutate people. Kill him, and they all charge in. Blade of Faith has been activated. The ether affix is changed to fire, and it's good because he can actually kill them because they don't count as human anymore. So, it actually works out for him that they transformed. Kya! They burn away. There's a huge blaze from his attack. He sends the sword in, but it's blocked by Sol-hwa. Poison nails. And he digs in as he gets knocked back a bit. Give it up already. Hatching the catastrophe won't be good for you either. There isn't even a penalty for failure in the scenario. And she glances over. What's she up to? It looks like she's more determined to wake the catastrophe than to harness its power. Even those who don't know the original story can see, Soul will be ruined if it wakes up. Why is she trying to wake the catastrophe? Personal skill character profile activated. Character profile, she's 26. The Divine Dr. Guam is her constellation. Attribute is Skilled Physician and Poison Master. Weapons proficiency 7, Promiscuous Demon 4, Poison Emission 5, Concoct Poison 4, Detoxification 5, and her stigma is Poison Claws 4, Thousand Spirit Poison 4, which is what she had used before, and Crossroads of Life and Death 3. All of these abilities sound very, very good. I'm a big fan of when you're playing a game when status effects aren't useless. I'm a big fan of going for Poison's my favorite Pokemon type. I like going for poison builds when it's not useless. Sadly, in a lot of FromSoft, Soulsborne games, and generally in a lot of JRPGs too, just in a lot of games, bosses will be immune to status effects and stuff like that, and actual important enemies will be immune anyway, so it's completely useless to play the game that way. But when it isn't completely useless to play the game that way, I love status effect builds. But yeah, those all sound incredibly strong and crazy. And our stats are 44, 42, 44, and 35 plus 10. We are generally seeing more and more characters with these pretty high seeming stats. Overall evaluation. Character evaluation is currently in progress. This character is infected by a parasite. A parasite's controlling this character's body. Some of the parasite Antinous' stats have been transferred to this character. Okay, so that is why she is different than what Jungkook remembers. Damn it. I was hoping it wouldn't be, but your memory of certain scenes has been elaborated due to your attribute. There are 5 ruling species in Kronos. Something Velka in the east, Parasite in the west, Amuntar in the south, and something in the north. And another one? Oh yeah, yes, maybe the center. The 5th scenario was created with the catastrophe of Kronos as its motif, I think they mean, rather than motive. The day Kronos was destroyed, the 5 ruling species of Kronos each elected a hero. They were to carry on each of their world's legacies by surviving the end of their world. And again, this world had just such cool people, and now listen, if I'm one of the constellations and we're oh wow, we're destroying this really cool world, and then you're okay, now let's do Earth. Boring. Look how much cooler this looks than Earth. Earth looks so boring compared to Kronos. Look at the people. They were sent to other worlds through a Starstream contract. The heroes' survival was guaranteed, but in return, they had to help the species of the other worlds in protecting their own from the oncoming catastrophe. We called those heroes guides, and we see Lycaon again. Kya, human of Earth, how do you know such things? Parasite Queen Antinous. You're not Li Solhua. Why are you waking the catastrophe when you're supposed to be a guide? Tier 5 Monarch level insect, Parasite Antinous is glaring at you. And then she starts to transform. Kya, it was you who mutated those people, wasn't it? Why did you do that? What do you have to gain by waking the catastrophe early? Weren't the guides supposed to stop the catastrophe alongside humans? And she goes in for an attack and build a new world with us. He blocks her. It must have taken quite an effort to terraform this world. And he grabs her collar. Why are you trying to destroy it? And throws her. Gah, how can a lowly human? What you're doing goes against your mission. Leave that body before it's too late. Accomplish the mission you were given as a guide, Antinous. Sorry. In TWSA, the Poison Beauty becomes one of the 10 evils after being infected by the parasite. If she can escape the infection, I won't have to kill her. And then we have Midday Rendezvous. Jung-hyuk says, kill her. Jung-hyuk is doing his most Gil Young moment here. Then again, we know from Dokja's impression of Jung-hyuk, this is most absolutely what he's like. Oh, problem? Just kill it. What? And then, the survival of the world's more important than her life. Think wisely, Kim Dokja. Are you sure? I don't care. Look at him pretending not to care. If Lee Sol-hwa dies here, Jung-hyuk will end up collapsing someday. The death of his acquaintances will eat away at his memories and wear down his mind. So yeah, also for the sake of continuing Jung-hyuk in this regression, in this story, it is maybe important to keep her alive. Plus, again, if in the novel she uses like that crossroads of life and death, or like if she has like some crazy healing ability or something, or like the antitoxin stuff to cure people of poison, if they're ever in a situation where they need something like that, then Dokja would maybe know ahead from the novel, so he can, or he would at least know that it would benefit him to keep her alive for that. The death of his acquaintances will eat away at his memories, wear down his mind. We just read that. And then, Kyak, I'll kill you. And then, she goes for the swipe. One of Lee Sol-hwa's skills, the 1,000 Spirit Poison, and it's just barely grazed his pinky finger. And that's the one that she used on Jung-hyuk, right? Do you have a way to fight against her 1,000 Spirit Poison? I do. Antinous, do you know who it is that you've infected? Of course you don't. If you did, you wouldn't have entered her body like that. And he pulls out a book, says Donggui Bogam. The effects of the item Donggui Bogam Incomplete is currently activated. Your body's gained a temporary resistance to poison. A constellation who's worried about the degradation of Oriental medicine has revealed his nickname. Constellation Divine Dr. Guam is looking at you in amazement. And that's the one that Lee Sol-hwa. Sorry, I've said it so many times this chapter already and I was forgetting. That's the one that's contracted with her. It wasn't exactly easy to compile all these pages. And we see blocks poison damage. Alright. Stop the catastrophe, difficulty S, and then of course the survival activities. Again, 3 meals a day and sleeping for 6 hours seems a little difficult with what they've been doing so far. Remaining time 7 days. Okay, so we're down to 7 days. I think we were last chapter as well. Okay, well, either way, that was very, very, very good. I like the stuff that's going on with the like chrono stuff. I hope we get to see more of the chrono stuff, more of the guides, because I like that concept a lot. And I have liked so far whenever ORV has really gone outside of the box, like with going into the movie posters and being in the movie worlds. Things like that, when the series has gone out of the box, I think has been some of the most fun that I've had, even though generally as like a baseline, I kept saying it in the early days, but it's still kind of true now, where it's like every additional read through that I do for Omniscient Reader, I like it more and more with every single video that I do on it. That's generally where I am, but I have found the stuff where they just really get out there to be like some of the funnest stuff. So yeah, all of that was good. I like the new characters introduced and hope we expand upon them, do more stuff with that. But either way, let's read chapter 80. Okay, we start with a flashback maybe? When the king's qualification was underway, and all the kings were after the 4-yin demon decapitator. I collected many other items. Oh, it's Donggui Bogam, he says, just picking it up. Donggui Bogam was a constellation artifact that could only be completed after collecting its 25 chapters. I could only find 8, but it was enough to activate the effect of the S-grade item Detox Bead. Yeah, this can't be the Thousand Spirit poison. I know. It can't be removed using the detox bead, but you can with Dongui Bogam. You know why? The effects of the item Dongui Bogam Incomplete is currently activated. Because the constellation who created the Thousand Spirit poison is Divine Dr. Guam, Divine Dr. Guam Junho, the author of Dongui Bogam. And then Constellation Divine Dr. Guam laughs faintly. Chapter 17, Triple S Grade Talent, Part 4. A poison created by studying 1,000 spirits. That's the 1,000 spirit poison that Li Solhua is exuding right now. Dongui Bogam was essentially a record of Junho's failed attempts to perfect the 1,000 spirit poison. This parasite infection had nothing to do with his original intentions, which means Solhua wasn't attacking me out of her own will. He wants me to forgive him for a mere 300 coins, and then Constellation Divine Dr. Guam's looking at you apologetically. He is asking for your forgiveness. You've been gifted 300 coins. You get out of there while I'm giving you a chance. Kya? It's not too late. You can still go back to being a guide. Teach people your skills and get along with them. Who knows? You might even be a constellation one day. I despise you. Is it our hatred for humans that caused this? I'm sorry that your world was destroyed, but that doesn't mean you have to destroy ours as well. All of you will die, and she just charges him. Doesn't even care. He catches her attack. I didn't want to do this, since Solhua would be in a lot of pain. Special effect of Dongui Bogam Incomplete's been activated. Dongui Bogam Acupuncture has taught you the essence of Oriental medicine. Since the Dongui Bogam I have is incomplete. Sorry. I was in my brain putting the wrong inflection on that at first. I was originally since the Dongui Bogam I have, since the Dongui Bogam I have is complete. I was reading it since this, since as in the past, not since as in because, is how I was reading it in my head at first. But it's since as in because. Since the Dongui Bogam I have is incomplete, I can't use it to concoct powerful poisons or save someone from dying. But I can give basic treatment for someone who's sick. Personal skill pressure point level 2 has been activated, removing a parasitic insect from their body. And he starts hitting the pressure points. Kya, it hurts. Kya, gah. The essence of Oriental medicine takes effect. And she vomits up this orange slime. Constellation Divine Dr. Guam is looking down on you proudly. Constellation Divine Dr. Guam thanks you for your good deed. You've been gifted 500 coins. Who are you? And Solhua seems to be back. Junghyuk sent me. Junghyuk, who's that? Don't do anything stupid, he says. You'll know soon. With this, the poison, the sage of medicine, Li Solhua will be able to join Junghyuk's group. No, she must. Dokja, we're done here. And then, already? All of those people? Oh, wait, don't come any closer. And they stop. And all the orange starts to form back together as this flood of insects. Gah, human! So this is what the parasite queen Antinous really looks like. Get away before you get infected. And then we have an attack going in towards the sternum, and it pierces him. She's fast. I couldn't dodge it even with my agility being over 50. Hello! And that was a tail. I thought it would be one of the claws or whatever. I feel like the obvious comparison to make would be to say that she's reminiscent of the Mosquito Girl from One Punch Man. I've only seen season 1, so that's my knowledge. But yeah, totally would. Although her world is gone, she'd been a hero there. She's probably as strong as Lycaon. and he's hit by something. Oh no, she took where she was already stabbing into him and he'd blocked, and she just pushes him with enough force to send him back. Damn it. I just need to hold her off a bit more. A guide can't go rampaging like that before the scenario ends. She's violating the rules of plausibility. And we have this spark around her. There's no way she'll be able to handle what comes after. And then we have his phone buzzing. Or no, maybe not his phone. Right, I had this. Sorry, I don't know why I assumed it was his phone. I thought maybe... this is gonna sound stupid. I thought maybe it was B. Young contacting him or something. But B. Young just pops up in a chat box, like, in his mind's eye, essentially. He doesn't need his phone to talk to B. Young. Right, I had this. I'm sorry, but I'm not the one who you should be fighting. Kya? And then something's coming. She looks to the side. Then again, it's like hard to tell because the compound eyes, but she looks to the side because of the red dots. Lycone has arrived since he woke up like last chapter. Did you call for me, Master? Lycone? Antinous, what on earth are you doing? Have you forgotten our mission? Sorry, that word being split into two words that are also words on their own threw me off. Have you forgotten our mission? Why are you fighting against the humans of this world? Kiki mission? I didn't know we had such things. It's our duty as guides to lead them in their fight against the oncoming catastrophe. Have you forgotten how the warriors of Kronos sacrificed themselves? We must stop the catastrophe here. We must work with the people here to protect the terraformed planet and rebuild our civilization here. That is our divine calling. Rebuilding Kronos. They may call themselves guides and look like our allies, but their end goal is to weaken our world, to rebuild their destroyed world, Kronos. But I mean, how do the five of them repopulate? I mean, I guess they could just use... Can you buy children in the Dokkaebi shop? It's like, I guess they could use some kind of special powers to do so, but... They're only helping us to achieve their goal. Which, I mean, is reasonable given what happened to Kronos. I mean, like, to be fair, humans dying is not a good way to go about it, but I get them wanting to, like, bring back their destroyed species. I understand that. And to them, the Earth is. Enough with the hypocrisy. You came here to stop the catastrophe? If you really wanted to help them, why didn't you object when Earth was chosen as the target for the catastrophes? What are they going on about? Lycone, I am just like you. We came to this planet for vengeance. We're here to make those who destroyed our world shed tears of blood. You'll die if you do that. Starstream's rule of plausibility won't let you run amok like that. The Antinous you once knew has died in our home world with the other parasites. You really don't get it, do you? Lycone, you pitiful wolf of the Imyantar. Have you forgotten the history of Kronos? The wolves have never won against us insects. She flies up. I'm not the same Imyantar you used to know. Kya, interesting. I will see for myself how much your way has improved. And then, Tier 5 Monarch level insect, Parasite Antinous, has used Accelerating Wings level 8. And then dives down. Tier 5 Monarch level insect, Parasite Antinous, has used Mantis Break level 8. And she goes down with an attack, but it looks like she missed. Yeah, he hopped back to avoid it. Kiki. And he's dodging all of her attacks. Real modern Tower of God type paneling here. It almost makes me wonder if some of the people working on this are also some of the people on CU's team now. Given how similar some of this paneling is. And honestly, how similar some of the art is in places. Like, I wonder if maybe some of the people who worked / are working on this are some of the new assistants or team members that CU has. What skill is that? Instant acceleration? No, that's the Way of the Wind. The Way of the Wind can be used for mobilizing and also in dodging and attacking. If I could master it, I can use that instead of all these other skills. And we saw the fight going on. The damn wind. She's surprised. Insect Queen, kneel before the might of the wind. Alright. Kya! And we have this flash. And it's dealing damage to her body. When we get cliffhung in the middle of the action. Time remaining 7 days. Okay, that's the same thing we saw at the end of last chapter. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't look like she's getting cut apart. It just looks like the wind dealt damage. And it is cracking apart like some of her, like, chitinous exoskeleton wings. So either way, we got one more chapter. I'm excited to see what happens. I really like this stuff. I like getting into these, like, alternate species characters and maybe having them as potential characters, since again they want to have Earth as their, new Kronos in a way. It's cool that these characters have a possibility to stick around longer in the story. I feared that, again, the guides will come in, the guides will do this scenario, and then they'll be gone. And that might be the way things end up, but at least right now it seems like the author is setting up, or authors, is setting up that they can continue on further into the story, which I like. I think it's cool, it's different, and it's something that going into Omniscient Reader to begin with, I 1,000,000% never would have expected like this to be like where we got to at around chapter 80 or something. I think it's very good. But let's end this out with 81. I am getting a little tired, but I am also really glad that I didn't push this off until tomorrow, because these chapters have ended up being like really good, really fun. I'm really, really enjoying these. So either way, with that aside, let's start reading 81 to finish things out. We have Lycaon landing. I keep wanting to call Lycaon Emuntar. And last chapter I might have a couple times. Okay? Kya. It won't be easy for even a hero of Kronos like Antinous to simultaneously fight Lycaon and also face the consequences for breaking the rule of plausibility. Kya. I'm not going down like this, and she's still fighting against it, running away. And then, Dokja, kill her now, says Junkyuk. She's trying to inject the meteorite with her remaining mana. Damn it. My world, my species, my children. I'll make you pay, and she's crying as she does it, for destroying my homeworld. Blade of Faith has been activated. And then, Lycaon attacks as well. And Dokja cuts her head off. But it looks like the meteorite's cracking. Did I stop her? Master. I am sorry. It starts to crumble. And light flashes out from within. And it actually just explodes. Being that close to it, probably not good. Oh yeah, Dokja's actually getting hurt by the debris flying straight, rock to the head. The debris flying straight to his face. Damn it. You failed to clear the scenario. Now we have Sangha bracing. Dokja. She looks back. I only see whoever came out. It looks like again, I was not expecting them to look like a person. Could this be? Catastrophe of questions has appeared in your world. Okay. Triple S Grade Talent Part 5. I've become the hero. I've really become the hero? Are you sure? could this be? Hey, what the hell? Catastrophe of Questions has been weakened due to its premature hatching. As a penalty, you cannot attack the Catastrophe of Questions for 3 minutes. What the hell? We're the ones being penalized and not him. Are the Dokubi even doing their jobs? We need to kill him. We need to kill him right away. Huh? A human? Human, are you alright? Can I ask you a question? Who? No, don't answer his question. Where am I right now? And what year is this? Why do you ask? Come on, just answer my question. What year is this? We're in Seoul, and it's... The first question has been answered. The first seal on the returnee, Myung-il-sung, has been broken. So, returnee, did he get spirited away by whatever that orb of light was away from the world, and now he is returned to the world? Or is he from another world line that was destroyed in some previous, like I mentioned, these are almost like culpas? And at first, I thought this was going to be an ever-curious Levy situation where answering the question might kill you, but it actually seems that it might be answering the question makes him stronger. Do you know just how much I've been through? Do you? You've never lived an entire century, have you, to live in a world where you're the only human? Did you know there are other dimensions besides this one? Full of disgusting insects, werewolves, and birdmen. Oh, so is this why they want revenge? Because humans were sent to Kronos to destroy humans. Or humans were sent to Kronos to destroy Kronos as part of the catastrophe, maybe. And now he is being used as a catastrophe to bring back here upon the humans. Okay. But I feel like that means she should have not wanted to wake him, much like the rest of them were saying. Here, try to answer this. Out of insects, wolves, and birds, which do you think is the best? Best at what? Then which do you think is the most delicious? Please don't kill me. And he stomps on her head. So it's obvious what I'm supposed to do now, right? You know, beat up some masquerade incarnations, break apart cocky coalitions. Hold on. Before that. Huh? A human? The penalty for hatching prematurely is ended. You're really pretty. And he immediately closes the distance to Sang-ah. The force that had been restraining you has been removed. Kim Dokcha, get away from him, Sang-ah. And he's using the chat room. Damn it, I've bled too much. Who are you? Do you want to know? Do you want me to tell you? He is one of the 5 catastrophes of the 5th scenario, and the catastrophe that destroyed Kronos, the catastrophe of questions. He is the reason why Antinous wanted to destroy the Earth. He's the boy who was summoned to Kronos as a hero. The returnee from Earth, Myung-il-sung. Answer me, do you want to know who I am? Aren't you supposed to blush and avoid my gaze in situations like this? You must be a feisty one. I'm not that bad myself, you know. What are you? Sang-ah, you mustn't answer his questions. Where are you looking? Keep your eyes on me. Is that your boyfriend? And she knocks his hand away. Don't touch me. The second question has been answered. That counts as an answer? The second seal on the returnee, Myung-il-sung, has been broken. So he is. So, you've been having the time of your life in a peaceful world, when I've been stuck in that hellish dimension for 100 years. The character Myung-il-sung has used small red fire cannon. And he fires it, but she avoids it by sidestepping. Red fire cannon, the flame that engulfed the monarch-level insects of Kronos. Damn it, this hurts. It hurts really bad, but not as much as I thought it was. What was that? This is the red fire cannon that the monarch-level insects trembled before? Is it because maybe fourth wall is like protecting him really, really hard? Because a character like this is very, very easy to see as fictional? And then Sangha goes in. Huh? How are you so strong? Are you a returnee too? No, I must have gotten weaker. Weird. The catastrophe of questions should be much stronger with 2 broken seals. Even if Sangha's stronger now, there's no way she's on the same level as a catastrophe. Personal skill character profile activated. Or has he been that weakened from hatching prematurely? We have 17, 127 years old. Mass Production Maker is a supporting constellation. Personal attribute, triple S grade hero, heroic. The Catastrophe of Questions, legendary. And his personal skills are triple S grade growth acceleration 10, currently 1. Swordsmanship 10, red fire cannon 9, currently 1. All of them are currently 1. And footwork 10, but currently 1. So again, I guess he's just weakened because all of the seals haven't been broken, or because he was prematurely woken up. And then the answer is fixed, or the answer is fixed. His stigma is the answer is fixed and all you need to do is answer. Level 7, currently level 2. And his overall stats are all 99, but currently 55 with the exception of agility at 60. Overall evaluation, the catastrophe of questions that destroyed Kronos. Stats are currently sealed as a penalty in this scenario. Stats will rise as each seal is broken. His true power will awaken when all seals are broken. Do not answer his questions if you want to live, although you'll die just the same. What? He's weaker than he was in the novel. Is Bi Young helping me? Whatever it is, this is our chance. Suyong, Sangha, attack him with full force, and we have the Suyongs going in. We have to kill him now. If we get him now, we might be able to kill him without Way of the Wind. Remember this, don't answer his questions no matter what. And then Dokja boosts himself to Stamina 60, Agility 60, and Mana 50. You've spent a total of 39,500 coins. Your stats have reached the limit set for the scenario. The Stigma, Sword Song level 1 has been awakened. And he comes in to help them with the attack. A phrase left behind by the naval warfare god engulfs your sword. What the hell? That skill looks super strong. Okay, that was a long break. Day 28. Clear skies. I went to do some paperwork. And he freezes up. Huh? Naval warfare god? Oh, and that was the writing he left behind, so he just got bad RNG on it, maybe? Ugh. He gets kicked away. So yeah, hold on. Let me reread that for a sec. Yeah, I would assume that because it like works on the writings left behind, I'm assuming that's what happened. Unless this is just him being told that the constellation's away, and if you're away, you can't use their stigma. But I think it's probably the former. I think it's probably because he just got bad RNG on the ability. And he gets kicked away, and we end there again, just cutting in the middle of the action. But either way, that is it. I want to hurry up and get this video, edited and everything for you. So I'm going to go do that. Thank you so very much for watching, for being a part of all this. I guess if you did like the video, I really do like all this stuff. And I can't wait to see where we go from here. I discussed a lot while reading, so I'm just going to go into the outro for now. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about this more with all of you. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more. Omniscient Reader, much more on the channel. I already said comment down there. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. We can talk there. We can talk on Twitter if you want to follow there. We can, or you can help support the channel, help me to continue to make videos by dropping a super thanks down below. Or if you want to not only support and help me keep making videos, but if you want to also get a shout out at the end of every video, if you want to get One Piece videos a bit early, then hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes. Your link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono and Abyss Knight, Cherryton Stu, students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ardial. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.